Alright, welcome to Agility Motorsports. We're going to show you today how to install sequential turn signals on your Challenger. Let's go over here. So, this one has a subwoofer. So pull that out first. Undo that bolt. Disconnect the wiring. Bob's your uncle. Okay, and now pull the trunk liner back, remove the wing nut that holds the trunk liner in place. Another wiring connector.
Okay, that looks too hard.
And then another wing nut.
Oh, I didn't see that. I'm sorry. Oh, I walked away.
We've got an audience here today. Since they're in the car, we'll put up with them. Okay, and we should be good to come on out of there. Once you've pulled that wing nut off, just lift up this little trim piece here. That's your left tail light.
So these are the wing nuts here and here. You have to remove inside the car.
Correct.
Perfect.
Now we're going to take this over to the workbench.
Okay, left side tail light. This is the inside bulb. This is the one we're going to replace, not the outside. This one already blinks. Undo this one. Remove the bulb. Take the supplied black rubber cap. I'm going to fit that right over the top of that. Secure it with some black tape. Right here. Maybe. There it is. Just wrap that over for a safety sake. Not necessary, but it's a good way to make sure it doesn't come off. We'll take the two supplied clamps, or wire harnesses. They're the same for both sizes, no matter which one you need. Grab it, place the bulb into it. Maybe. There you go. Twist it into place with an existing socket. Take the remaining harness, remove the foam rubber gasket, wire it up just like this. Do the same for the other side, and then we'll move on to the inner tail lights.
Alright, Benchmaster Chaz has got it all wired up for us. Now we're going to put this unit back in the car. I like to zip tie this to this little strut bar here. That way you're not going to end up with a little rattle at the back of the car like you would otherwise.
And we'll show a close up real quick. As soon as he gets it in there.
Just like that. Just low enough so the light unit can fit back in. And then this pigtail is going to go in first. The foam's going to stop the body from rubbing through on the wire. And that'll drop right back in there. Just like that.
Okay.
And we're going to repeat this step on the other side. Alright, now we're going to run these sequences. This is the key to the whole operation. These are going to go in line. So we're going to put that right in there. Like that. We're going to plug our pigtail in. And then we plug our harness into the other end of the sequencer. Just like that. Just like that. Alright.
Alright, can you hold that down, Tony? And I'll just show them real quick what you did there. If we can get a video shot, it's a little dark, but you can kind of see how it's all wired together right there. It's pretty straightforward when you do it.
And then this is all going to tuck back up in there.
Yeah, and now we're going to do the same thing for the other side.
Alright. Okay, next we're going to plug our phone cord in between the two sequencer units. Once we're done, we're going to run this up and just hide it behind this bottom piece of trim. Connect it in the other side. Right into the sequencer. Right there. Piece of cake. Okay, now we're going to move on to our center lights on the trunk.
Alright, you gotta take these off by just pulling them straight down. No other way to get them off. Do that on both sides. Push pins. A pair of dikes work pretty good. You can pop these things out. Just grab it kind of behind the clip. There we go. Pull the center piece out and the rest of the clip comes out. Torque screws. And inside, right here, you have to remove to take the tail light assembly out. Careful not to drop them down the trunk lid body panel. The tab, the top side all the way down, has to be removed. That's interesting. Alright, once you get these two tabs, and I can show you right here, Tony, I'll zoom in on them. These tabs will break off. You gotta unhook this tab, it's right here, on each side down, and then there's pushing clips. Just grab tail, kind of give it a pop on each side. The whole taillight assembly comes free. So I probably got the tab stuck in there now. There we go.
Okay, and then there's one connector right back there. We're going to pop that connector off and we're going to move this whole assembly over to the bench. Okay, now we've got to remove this connector because we're going to replace this harness. All you do is get a screwdriver about this big, stick it into that plastic and twist like that. Come right off. Okay. Now we're going to take our harness. Our left is now on our right because we're looking from in the trunk. We're just going to swap over this harness. Swap all the light bulbs over. I can feel the excitement building.
So what year is this? Oh, really?
Got some hecklers in the crowd. Get that the right way. Make sure you get all these wires back in their little plastic receptacles, that way you're not going to pinch any of them and cause a short, which would turn your sequential signals into no signals. Alright, this is now going to be our new connector. I'm going to run that, hopefully, back and connect it onto there.
Okay, so the first thing I do to reinstall this light is remove this tape that's in here, which sometimes is a little trickier. I haven't removed the inside yet where you can poke up on it, but okay, this is now garbage. You're going to take the new harness, this grommets going through that hole where you just removed the tape. Factory one plugs back into your new connector and your new harness. And then we're going to push this through that hole and install this grommet. Hold that down there for me, Tony. Grommet install. Let's go an extra hand. Connector. Just slide this back down the factory holes. Okay.
And now we'll just put back on the clips and bolts we took out.
That's it. Make sure everything's back lined up where it needs to go.
Okay, we're removing the liner inside the trunk so that we can run the sequencer harness, and then we're done.
Just a little pigtail. Take that into this. Actually,
Just feeding the harness up through where the original wiring goes. Plug that into the little pigtail that we poked through the trunk. And then we're going to take that sequencer harness and we're going to feed it behind the liner to the left and the right tail lamp assemblies. Okay, so we've run the wires down, plugging them into the sequencers. Once we got them plugged in, before we finish putting all the trim back together, we're going to start the car up so that we get our voltage up. These sequencers like voltage, so we're going to run the car and we're going to run through the turn signal, brakes, hazards, make sure everything's working like it should. Nice. Okay, now this is the sequence with the phone cable connected. Chaz, you want to unconnect that phone cable? They're working good, Noble. When you disconnect the phone cable, it'll give you sequences with the brake lights and hazard flashes as well as turn signals. Or we hope it will. Oh yeah, look at that. Give us a turn signal, Noble. Now some brake light action.
Off the brakes a couple times. That's sweet.
And that, my friends,
Try your flashers.
is Sequential Challenger rear lights. Piece of cake, right?
Button it up and done deal.